Fishman.
All right, we are live. What is going on, y'all?
Up. What is going on? Happy Sunday. Happy week 2. Hopefully be able to help with some start-sit questions today.
Nick, you got to handle this for a second. I'm going to get our chat up so we can start seeing people's comments when they start flooding in.
Get the chat up. That's fine. In the meantime, until we start seeing the comments flow in, I will just touch on this tidbit for me and Rappaport that was dropped a short while ago. Ravens are going to go with RB by committee today, riding the hot hand. John, we've covered this topic ad nauseum at length. I'm not too concerned with Tyson's role or usage here. I think he's still going to end up being the feature back. I mean, the Ravens rode Latavius Murray in the second half of their game against the Raiders, and as far as I'm concerned, it cost them. They just weren't as effective with him running the ball. Obviously, he's the veteran. He can kind of stabilize the situation a little bit when the game is, getting into the guts when it's winning. But it backfired. So I'm not too concerned about Tyson. If you have Tyson, feel free to continue to fire him up. He's an RB2 until further notice with upside. Latavius Murray is a flyer RB3. Devontae Freeman.
Sorry, I'll be joining y'all in a second, you guys.
That's yeah, no. Do what you got to do. Devontae Freeman is active, not on the fantasy radars right now. Le'Veon Bell remains on the practice squad, still getting into game shape. I do recall saying that he was my early favorite to be the number 2 in this offense, or the number 2 running back in this offense. Right now, he is firmly number 4. So there's that. We also got a lot of questions this week about Elijah Mitchell. Is he startable? I've gone all over the place on Elijah Mitchell, from being an RB3 this week to being a low-end RB2 option. It's not a great. It's going to be active, but right now, I mean, no Raheem Mostert, no Jeff Wilson. If you need an upside running back play, I have no problems with Mitchell. Like, he's going to play. He's going to be involved.
All right, bro. We are ready to go.
We're good to go?
That, okay. Thank you guys for tuning in right now. We have questions right off the bat.
Before we get to that, real quick, Rappaport just said Elijah Mitchell to carry the load versus Philly. So, Elijah Mitchell, we got a lot of questions about this week in comments on our videos. He's an RB2. So, let's go.
All right, Slim Reaper says, need RB help, Gaskin, Gainwell, Tyson, Jamal Williams. Need 2 PPR.
2 in PPR, Tyson, Gainwell, Jamal Williams. I like all of those guys. I would say Gaskin is probably out. I just talked about Tyson. I definitely like him this week. I like Gainwell this week for sure. I'm trying to think. I guess I would say Gainwell and Tyson. Jamal Williams has a pretty tough matchup against the Packers. And in full PPR, I mean, those guys can all catch passes. I would probably say definitely fire up Tyson. I like Tyson. And then it's kind of a toss-up between Gainwell and Jamal Williams. Williams can catch passes as well. Maybe I would slightly lean Jamal Williams. San Francisco's defense is pretty strong, so that could make it tough for Gainwell. I would say Tyson and Jamal Williams. Tyson, Jamal Williams, Gainwell, Gaskin, in that order.
All right, Christoph Lieber says, hey guys, I need help at my flex. Do I start Damian Harris at Jets, Antonio Brown, Nick's favorite, versus the Falcons,
my boy,
or Mike Will versus the Cowboys? 0.5, half PPR.
Oh man, and what Mikey Dubs was he's my start of the week this week against a bad Cowboys defense. It's half PPR.
I'd go both of those wide receivers over Harris.
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna go ahead.
The Jets do have a strong front 4.
Yeah. it's between AB and Mike Williams for me as well. I would lean Antonio Brown. It's a great matchup. The Falcons are the Falcons and Cowboys are both pretty bad in the in the secondary. I think a lot of points are going to be scored in Cowboys Chargers. I think that got a chance to be the more competitive game. I think the last time I saw the line on Bucks Falcons, it's Bucks minus 12.5. So obviously, Vegas is taking the Bucks to win and win big. So if you want a player that might be in a bit of more of a shootout, then Mike Williams. But I love Antonio Brown. I might have to think on that one a little bit. I might have to think about on that one a little bit. That one's tough because they're both viable. They're both viable options. I would say Damian Harris is a distant third between those two.
All right, so Molly G.
They're
Start
like right next
DK
to each other.
Metcalf, Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, or CD Lamb. We have no format.
You can only choose between.
Full PPR.
Choose between
He said
four of those guys.
Later. This is full PPR. So that's DK, Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, CD Lamb. Start 3.
Oh, start 3. Well,
Yeah,
Metcalf for sure.
Metcalf,
CD Lamb.
Godwin. I think
Godwin.
You leave out Kupp.
Yeah, I think you leave out Kupp. I know Kupp. Kupp had a good game last week. He scored last week, but the other 3 are anchors. They're monsters. Yeah, Metcalf, Lamb, Godwin.
All right, pick 2, please. This is David Fawn. Pick 2, please. Mike Williams, Julio Jones, Brandon Cooks. Also,
Mike Williams
does he
for
start
sure.
Miles Sanders or Damian Harris?
Do we know the scoring? I guess I would lean Sanders.
I do not know the scoring. He did not throw that in there.
Okay. Mike Williams for sure.
Yo, David, if you're still in the chat, can you throw in what your scoring is?
What are the other wide receivers? It's between Mike Williams,
Julio Jones, Brandon Cooks.
I prefer Cooks to Julio.
I do too. He's the
Houston's
clear
playing
number 1,
Cleveland.
and
That's
Cooks can blow up off of minimal touches.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. I guess he's going to see Denzel Ward today, but Houston's going to be throwing on the road in Cleveland. I don't think weather should be an issue. I don't know that for sure. Let me check.
He says half PPR.
Okay, I would still. Mike Williams is without a doubt. Let me see if I can get the weather situation for Cleveland. If it's clear, if the weather is nice, or if it's fine, no issues as far as rain or wind or anything like that. Cooks over Julio. I have concerns about Julio just moving forward. So
and
I would go
starting
Cooks.
Miles Sanders or Damian Harris?
I would probably go Miles Sanders. Just if it's half PPR, he's more of a threat to catch passes than Harris is.
Yep. That's the smart move. The smart move there. All right, Mr. Heinen. I think that's how you Heinen, Mr. Heinen. PPR, pick 1. Robbie Anderson, James Robinson, Brian Edwards.
I mean, it's probably got to be Robbie. The Saints are down Marshawn Lattimore today, I believe. I'm pretty sure Lattimore is not playing. So that really opens things up for Carolina's pass catchers. Not that I'm like a huge proponent of Sam Darnold.
He did catch 1 pass last game. That was for a touchdown. So
it was for a touchdown.
Of his opportunities, and he's been known to do that in the past with Darnold too. On the Jets.
I would go. I would go Robbie. I would go Robbie just because. Yeah, he only needs 1 play, and it can be a big play.
Who are the Raiders playing?
Pittsburgh. Short week, cross-country road trip, overtime Monday night. I'll just say this now about the Raiders. There are no advisable starts outside of Darren Waller. Unless you're desperate. Yeah, I mean, it's a brutal spot.
Shut down the Buffalo Bills. Shut down my Buffalo Bills.
Hey, nice.
Hey.
Well, not nice about getting shut down, but nice mug.
You got to watch out for that Steelers defense, man. They are legit. All right, let's move on to JJ's question. Half PPR, Beasley or Sutton? The safe pick is Beasley.
The safe pick is Beasley. I think he had like 13 targets last week.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen every week. That's just not going to happen every week. But there have been receivers that have been banged up in the Bills' offense.
Yeah. I think I'm
Gabe
still.
Davis was banged up. He missed a few practices, and so did Emmanuel Sanders.
Davis is expected to play today, though.
Yeah.
As for Sutton, if he's not having any setbacks, if he's not on the injury report, I would go Sutton. Should be the clear number one option for Denver after Jerry Jeudy's absence, and it's a great matchup against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's defense is not good. They gave up 37 to Houston last week.
They made Tyrod Taylor look like Deshaun Watson.
Look like Ty God. They made him look like Ty God. I would go Sutton. I know Sutton didn't do much last week, but now he's got a game under his belt, coming off the ACL injury again. Clear number one option in the passing game. I would go Sutton.
All right, Nick, monumental moment for us. We got our first super chat. Thank you to Slim74.
Hey, appreciate it.
Very nice of you for sending that $5. We appreciate it. We're pretty new to this streaming game, so this is our first super chat. So thanks, man. It's fun. He says, "What is up, fellas? Grab Trinity Benson from my dynasty bench. What do you guys think? Thank you."
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, so Tyrell Williams is out this week with a concussion. So, I mean, an opportunity is probably going to be available to him today. They traded an asset to get him. I know it wasn't a significant asset, but an asset is an asset. A draft pick is a draft pick.
And you said for your dynasty bench, so you might not even be planning on starting him today. But this is one of the league's, if not the league's worst wide receiver depth chart. So if there's one depth chart that Trinity Benson can climb up with relative ease, I mean, this is still the NFL, still NFL talent we're talking about, but it would probably be the Detroit Lions. Now, how much work he's going to be getting from Jared Goff, considering he hyper-targeted his running backs and his tight end, I don't know how much work is going to be left over for wide receivers, but he has supported fantasy-relevant wide receivers in the past. So, you know, Trinity Benson is as good a dart throw as any, I think.
The Lions are going to be throwing a ton this year because they're going to be trailing a ton this year. That opens up opportunities for pass catchers. And, yeah, I mean, Benson's got as good a shot as any. I mean, to this point, the depth chart is just pretty thin. So, yeah, I mean, it's a solid stash. I have him on a dynasty roster myself. We'll see what happens. Let this wave play out.
And thanks again for the super chat, man. That was super nice of you.
Yes.
Super nice of you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, moving on to our next question. I got Kyle Pitts or Tyler Higbee?
Pitts. You drafted Pitts high. You drafted Pitts probably no later than the 5th round. Maybe 6th round, depending on league scoring and format and all that good stuff. But you drafted Pitts over Higbee. I mean, I would go with the guy with the higher draft capital. I know it's still early. It's only week 2. Pitts was underwhelming last week in a matchup where all of the Falcons were underwhelming. So they're 12.5-point dogs today. They're going to be throwing the ball.
I will say that
Pitts.
I do really like Higbee as a less expensive tight end that could creep into the top tight end ranks by season's end. I really do like Higbee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue, but Pitts. It's got for now. You got to rock with the guy that you drafted ahead of him.
Out there, Nick is a Pitts fanboy. He was one of those dudes.
I like Pitts.
All right,
I like Pitts, and I think he has a better.
We just got to be honest.
Yeah, I like Pitts.
Everybody's got their biases. Nick really likes Antonio Brown and Kyle Pitts, and that's fine. You know, I got guys that I really like too. Can't hate. I skipped a couple of questions here. And speaking of which, Slim Reaper brings up one of the guys that I absolutely loved coming into the season. That's Adam Troutman. He says, should I pick up Pitts this week or pivot to another Adam Troutman?
Should I pick up Pitts this week?
No. Should I trust Pitts this week or pivot to another Troutman? Sorry if I misspoke on that one.
Sorry. You got to trust Pitts this week. If Troutman is a free agent and you want to try to get him on your roster, I'm totally on board with that. But I would not start Troutman over Kyle Pitts until Troutman does something. I know Troutman had 6 targets last week. I know there are a lot of people that still expect Troutman to deliver as the tight end 1 for the Saints. but he's got to do it first. Again, similar to Higbee, you drafted Pitts over Adam Troutman. You got to go with Pitts today.
Yep, it's only week 2. It's a little bit too soon to start pivoting away from your studs. I had a question from a friend earlier in the week, and he asked me if he should be considering going Jalen Reagor or Saquon Barkley. You know, and I said, hey, just go. I said my advice would be to go with your studs. It's still
start
only
your
week
studs.
2. I don't know. That
Week
didn't
2,
work out
start
for
your
him.
studs.
You know, Jalen Reagor might
Well,
get more points than Saquon Barkley did this week.
He might. But you're talking about incredibly high draft capital the first couple of weeks. Go with the guys that you built your team around early for now.
All right, we got a question from JJ. Also, half PPR, Cooks or Higgins? I'm assuming that's Brandon Cooks or T. Higgins.
Yeah. I would,
because he's gonna get he's the clear cut number 1. He is the clear cut number 1, and there are a lot of mouths to feed in the Bengals offense. They are gonna ride Joe Mixon into the ground. And Joe Burrow pulled it out and looked decent last week, but I would just go with the guy that is going to be the number 1 target. Personally.
I would say slight edge to Cooks, but again, he's probably going to see Ward. So it's going to be a tough matchup, but to that point, I like finding and identifying teams wide receiver 1s. Cooks is the team's wide receiver 1. Higgins might be the team's wide receiver 1 because Jamar Chase looked good last week. I like Higgins, but I would give a slight edge to Cooks.
Is that audio sounding okay to you guys? I'm getting a little bit of a scratchiness. Can you let us know in the chat how that audio is? But moving on to the next question.
Is that on me?
No, just in general, just making sure that everything's all good with the technical difficulties and making sure we don't have.
We want the quality to be good for you guys for sure.
Yeah.
We don't want it to suck.
You're super chatting us. We want you to be able to hear what you're paying for.
Yeah, we don't want no garbage quality products. So we got to make sure that's fixed. But
all right, team out of nowhere. PPR start 3.
Out of nowhere.
Deebo Samuel, Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, or Tyson Williams. Who are you going with?
Oh man, I like all of those guys. I hate to suggest that Chase is the one that I bench there, but I think Chase is the one that I bench there. Mike Williams is my start of the week this week. Deebo, you can't take Deebo out after what he did last week. And I'm a believer in Tyson. It's a game like the Ravens have to keep pace with the Chiefs tonight. They cannot rest on their laurels and just slam Latavius Murray up the middle for 2 yards a gain in the second half. They got to stay aggressive. Tyson is the guy that gives them the electricity. It sucks that you have to sit Jamar Chase. He might see Kyle Fuller today, so that could be a tough matchup on the road. Chase's first road game in the NFL. I know he popped last week, but between those options, Chase would be my suggestion to sit, even though it might feel tough.
Yeah, I mean that is a tough one. It's absolutely a tough one.
But I would say Chase is the slight odd man out. Sorry.
No,
I cut you off. Sorry.
I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, moving on to the next question here. Sorry, I was dealing with a little bit more of the technical stuff. I'm zoning in and playing between 2 fields. I'm in and out of this.
That tech whiz.
Paul Margansky just asks Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney?
Him over somebody else. He's just saying Darnell Mooney ?
I mean, I have high hopes for Darnell Mooney. If it's just like, what are our thoughts on Darnell Mooney? I think
he was a little bit banged up this week. He did.
Yeah. Don't start him this week.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely high on him for the season. I'm high on him for the rest of the season. It was a brutal matchup for the Bears last week going up against the Rams, but I am a believer in Mooney moving forward, especially whenever the time comes that Justin Fields gets in there.
Yeah, I can't wait for Fields season.
I can't wait for Fields to get in there.
Fields season. I have him
go away, Andy Dalton.
in Dynasty. I cannot wait.
Just
for
go
Fields
away.
Season.
Go away, Andy Dalton. But we have him a little bit longer for the time being.
You can't respect to Andy Dalton, but put Fields in.
Put Fields in.
Yeah. All right, David Fawn comes back with another question. Half PPR, Marquise Brown or Jacoby Myers?
I mean, it's got to be Myers. Marquise was dealing with an injury this week. He was banged up. So I just got done talking about how Tyson needs to be in lineups because the Ravens need to keep pace, but Myers is healthy. Myers is healthy between the two of them. Marquise missed practice time this week, so I would just go with the healthy option. So I would go Myers.
Yeah, and Myers was a guy that we were both pretty high on.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game. Didn't have a great game last week, but he still had 9 targets. I know Hollywood caught a touchdown last week, but he's banged up. I would go Myers.
All right, we got a couple more super chats to answer, my guy.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, we got Bender coming through. Thank you, Bender, supporting the channel. Keep up the great work.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that.
We appreciate
tuning into the live stream. Thank you for subscribing if you're subscribing. Watching
or just
videos.
listening.
We appreciate it.
it.
We appreciate it a lot. Keep hitting us with all these questions, man. And we got Slim74 coming back with another super chat, another $5. Man, you are too kind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Textbook
Appreciate that.
Trent Sherfield. He have any of your guys' interest? Do we have any interest in Trent Sherfield?
So Kyle Shanahan seemed to indicate or hint that Brandon Ayuk was going to get his starting job back this week. At this point, I don't know what the hell to believe. I need to see it. So I am not buying Sherfield just yet because I am still of the belief that Ayuk will get his job back and Sherfield will go back to running as a second option for the 49ers. And it will ultimately be as we expected with Ayuk and Debo being the guys. Debo is obviously in there. He exploded last week. What did I say? He's a yak monster. I would not buy Sherfield just yet until we see what happens with Ayuk. But if Ayuk lays another goose egg today, we can revisit that conversation. For now, I would stick with believing in Ayuk, even though it's dicey. I wouldn't start Ayuk today. I need to see Ayuk, but long term, I'm still believing in Ayuk over Sherfield. And Shanahan's comments this week seem to reinforce that.
Yeah, it does seem like every year we have a hyped, little-known 49ers wide receiver that comes into some form of fantasy relevance or is thought to, at some point, step into fantasy relevance. I mean, we've had Jalen Hurd. There was
well, rest in peace to that guy.
Wasn't there a Taylor, a slot guy, Trent Taylor?
Yeah. I'm remembering a Taylor,
Whatever,
but yeah,
they
had Marquise Goodwin for years.
Let's get back into some questions. We had former super chatter Bender. He has a question for us. Kyle Pitts or Tyler Higbee? We answered that one.
We answered that one, Pitts.
But thank you again, Bender. We appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Christian Alexander says, start 2 out of 3, AB, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Emmanuel Sanders. So 2 out of 4.
AB and Higgins.
Yeah, I think that's pretty easy.
AB and Higgins.
It's Higgins over Boyd in that very offense. And Emmanuel Sanders was a little bit banged up this week coming in. And, I mean, that team does go 4 deep at wide receiver. So
they do.
It's the pecking order is very fluid after Stephon Diggs. It could really go anybody's way depending on game script. So,
I would go AB and Higgins.
I would go with AB Higgins. Start 2 out of 3. All right. Takumi Yamane. Thank you for your questions. Half PPR, decimated with injuries. Terrence Marshall or Sammy Watkins?
I'm inclined to say the Lizard King. I'm inclined to say Sammy. Again, I like trying to identify players that I think will be in a game where it's a shootout, or at the very least, they're on the team that's going to need to keep pace. When you're playing the Chiefs, you can never take your foot off the gas. You can never feel comfortable. You can never feel like you can rest on your laurels, even at home. And Baltimore is at home. So I would say I would lean Sammy. I like Terrace Marshall. But he is lower on the depth chart than Sammy is in the pecking order. And I believe in Lamar more than I believe in Sam Darnold as throwers of the football. I would go Sammy.
Bro,
and Hollywood's banged up.
I really hope everybody hears you the same way I'm hearing you, because honestly, you sound like a transformer. There's something going on with my technicals. I don't know. Am I screwing up? Chat that anybody's having issues, so I'm gonna assume there's no issues. But literally, you sound like a transformer from the movies. It's pretty wild.
I'm sorry.
We'll address that later.
I'm sorry. Hopefully it's not bad.
I don't think that it's affecting anything. We haven't seen anything in the chat that would
okay.
lead us to.
If the audio quality is trash, if the audio quality is trash, let us know.
All right,
I hope
so
it's not.
We got Logan Hampton, Tyson Williams or Elijah Mitchell, or A.J. Brown as my flex. You got A.J. Brown as your flex? What the hell kind of team you got? And I have Tyreek and CD as my wide receivers. Jesus, dude. You got Kamara,
that's good.
Gaskin as running backs.
Get Gaskin.
Is this just a flex? Are you asking a question?
Get Gaskin out of there and put A.J. Brown in. And then either one of Tyson or Elijah Mitchell, I would go Tyson.
Jesus, that is a stacked team, dude.
It's pretty good. I mean, AJ Brown for sure. AJ,
I don't know if that's dynasty keeper redraft, but if that is redraft,
could be a shallow league.
Good job.
AJ Brown is a slam dunk, and then I would get Gaskin out of there and put Tyson in. That would be my move.
All right, we got a comment from David Fawn. He says, I was really disappointed in drafting Pitts after week 1.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. It was obviously not the showing that we were looking for. I certainly expected more. I did not expect the Eagles linebackers to be able to handle Kyle Pitts. But, at the end of the day, he's still a rookie. He's still... these are his first games, getting his feet wet for the first time in the NFL. He barely played in the preseason. I mean, barely. So, he's getting his sea legs under him. Could he come up short again today? Yeah, the Bucs are really good on defense. But again, you drafted him high, and he's at worst second in the pecking order for targets in an offense that is going to be throwing the ball a ton. And certainly today, again, the Falcons are 12.5-point dogs. They're going to be throwing the ball. They're not going to be able to run it against the Bucs front at all anyway, even if they wanted to. You got to fire Pitts up again. I know he didn't come through for you last week. Ride your high investment one more week and hope for the best. The Falcons have no choice but to throw today. Pitts has to be involved. I know it's disappointing, but you drafted him in the 5th round. Go with your guy. Go with him for at least one more week.
And this is what you drafted when you drafted a rookie tight end to start week 1 in the NFL. Throwing out the window how highly touted he is. This is what you were getting. He might have blown up week 1 and just lit the world on fire, but that's not the way history would say that story is going to go. Tight ends take a while to acclimate to the league. People compared him to Vernon Davis. Even Vernon Davis took a while. Gronk took a little bit. Kelsey took a little bit. All these guys, it takes a little bit. It does. It's one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL, even if he's used solely as a receiver, because I know Hayden Hurst is there soaking up a lot of those
which they need to do
tight end snaps. But,
right.
All right, moving on. Thank you, David Fawn, for that comment.
Rock with Pitts one more week.
We got Dave Marin, Kyler or Russell. We have no format there, just Kyler or Russell.
I mean, Kyler was Kyler the QB1 last week? Was. You got to go Kyler. You got to.
Look at that. You look at that team. You're not excited about the running backs on that team. If you are, it's one of them. You're not excited about James Conner. You're excited about Chase Edmonds because he catches passes. And you look at that wide receiver core, and it's one of the deepest wide receiver cores when you're looking at 4 deep in the NFL. This is a team that's built to pass. The defense isn't particularly great. I would go Kyler.
Kyler, and between the two of them, Kyler is a greater threat for more rushing totals. They'll both run, but Kyler will run more. Kyler. If it's a one quarterback league, try to shop one of those two. But anyway.
Yeah. Neither of us are big proponents of keeping 2 QBs in 1 QB league, specifically redraft leagues.
Yeah. If you're in a one quarterback season-long league, don't roster more than one quarterback. I mean, outside of bye weeks, but don't roster more than one guy. But Kyler, I would go Kyler.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm a guy that sometimes I have not drafted a quarterback in season-long leagues and just streamed, and it's worked out fine for me.
In 10 and 12 team leagues, you can do that. But anyway.
Got Gunner X, Chark, Callaway, Tyson Williams, PPR. For what it's worth, Callaway had a very tough matchup last week. He was going up against Jair Alexander, and the team honestly did not need him.
They didn't need him to do anything last week. But I would need to see a little bit more from him before
Didn't Chark get like 12 targets last game? Didn't Chark get an insane amount of targets thrown his way?
Chark came through in a big way. Chark absolutely came through, but so did Tyson. Tyson was an RB1 in every scoring format last week.
Right, but he only rushed like 9 times, and that was with just Latavius Murray. Now it looks like a couple of the other backs that they brought in are going to be
Freeman was activated.
While we are both high on Tyson Williams, I mean,
it's full
people
PPR.
Are talking about Jacksonville being one of the worst teams in the league. They're going to be throwing. Chark got like 12 targets. I believe that's right. I believe it was 12 targets. I am going to check that for you guys. Last game. That's a tough one.
That is a tough
but it's
one.
Between Chark or Tyson. I don't think you're going Callaway here in PPR.
It's not Callaway. You need to see a little bit more from Callaway before he I'm inclined to say Tyson, man. I'm really inclined to say Tyson. I know.
Man. Well, we're going to split down the middle there because I'm inclined to go Chark. I am sorry, Gunner. We give you no definitive answer there. Chat, what do you guys think? Throw it in the chat. In the chat. If you like, If you like Chark, throw a 1. If you like Tyson Williams, throw a 2. Let us know.
Yeah. I'll just say Tyson's in a matchup where they have to keep pace. I mean, they both are in matchups where they have to keep pace, where the offenses will have to keep pace. I would say Tyson. I know that there was this little tidbit from Ian Rappaport that the Ravens will ride the hot hand. I'm sorry. I don't see Latavius Murray becoming the hot hand. I think I would go Tyson.
And we got no 1s and 2s though so far. So you guys are failing. In the chat, you're failing. But,
don't put it on them. It's on us. It's on us. I would say Tyson. John has his he's advocating for Chark. It's between do you want a wide receiver?
Starting Tyson through. Thank you. He says no audio issues here. So we have no audio issues. Dope. It's just on my end. Okay. You're still sounding like a transformer or a Terminator, bro. It's wild. And G Med came through and said 1. So he's going Chark too.
So Chark. Okay.
Thank you G-Med, for siding with me.
We can take if there are any other suggestions, we can pull them up at the end. But I would still say Tyson, but I mean, I understand wanting to go a wide receiver in PPR, especially a guy who can make big plays in Chark.
All right, we got Bassin for Biggins. That's a name. I like that name. All right, Davis or White this week, half PPR. So you're talking Mike Davis or James White, I'm assuming? Half PPR?
Mike Davis or James White?
I think that's what he's going with.
Okay. If those are the options, unless it's Gabe Davis. If it's Mike Davis, I'm going James White. If it's Gabe Davis, I'm going Gabe.
Even though he was injured this week?
Yeah, I mean...
And I like Davis a lot, but he is not a highly targeted wide receiver. And he looks to be like a red zone threat for that.
Yeah, all he does is catch touchdowns.
Yeah. I do think it's Mike Davis or White. I think, but
I would say James White.
I would say James Put it in the chat. Let us know if you're still in here. Let us know, and we'll give you a definitive answer there. It's Mike Davis
give us the whole James White. I would say James White. Mike Davis is going to do. I have very low expectations for Mike Davis to do anything against the Bucks front seven. I would go James White.
All right, thank you, Basson, for Biggins. And that name,
James White.
That name. All right, Cowboy Brown. Always start your studs. I agree. Team I played last week benched Lockett due to getting cute with matchups. He lost to me because of it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta stop being cute and start your studs. Start who you drafted high.
Yeah.
Outside of a guy like Josh Jacobs, he's out. Start your studs.
Right. Yeah. You invested high draft capital in those guys. Trust in them.
And if you get cute and it happens to benefit you,
which we all do. We've all been there. We've all done it.
Don't start, sniffing your own farts and calling it magic. Like, go. You gotta stay grounded in reality a little bit here.
I mean, sometimes you get things right on a whim, but yeah, go with the guys that you invested heavy in.
All right, Michael LaRocca, Eli Mitchell, Myles Gaskin, Jamal Williams in one league PPR, in one PPR. Other question: Latavius Murray or Gaskin PPR? I'd go Gaskin there.
I would
Mitchell,
go Gaskin there.
Williams in PPR. It's between Mitchell and Gaskin for me there.
Jamal Williams is playing in a revenge game. That needs to be noted. You know how I feel about revenge games. This doesn't always work out, but I love when players are playing their old team. There's just that little extra boost, that little extra incentive. And Jamal Williams can catch passes in his own right. I know DeAndre Swift is going to be the 1A for the Lions in the backfield. The Packers are also going to be without Zadarius Smith in this game. So that's a big loss for Green Bay on the defensive side. I think I would lean Jamal Williams.
Wow. Okay.
I think I would lean Jamal Williams. He'll catch passes. He's good.
Being that it is
he's
PPR,
not.
Yeah.
It's PPR. Look, he's not going to get volume. He's going to have to come through on probably some limited touches, maybe 10-ish. Might not be a lot. It's not going to be 15 or so. But there's intangibles here that I like. Rivalry game. Packers are down a big playmaker on defense. Jamal Williams can catch passes. We expect the Lions to have to throw all game long in this game. I would go Williams. I would go Jamal Williams. I like Eli Mitchell this week. But given those options, I think I would give a slight bump to Jamal.
All right, we are going to go a little bit more rapid fire because we got 20 more minutes here, and we want to get to all your questions.
Okay.
So GMed says, Jamar Chase or Julio Jones have PPR? You go Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Jamie Gomez, PPR, start Cup or Drake. Are you confident in who are your running backs? I mean, who are your wide receivers? Who are you going with?
I would
Drake.
I would say. You would say Drake. I would say Cup. I'm worried about the Raiders.
Get all the receiving work from the running
back
perspective. They play a defense that is going to be it's going to shut down their pass catchers. Like you said, you only feel confident in Darren Waller as a pass catcher because he got like 16 or 17 targets last game. It's crazy.
22.
Was it?
I think it was like 22.
Jesus. All right, that might have been his catch mark, not his target mark.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah, I mean, I think Drake is going to get a lot of work out of necessity because they have. I mean, who are they going to rely on? Peyton Barber in the backfield? Come on now. If you look at the Rams,
Barber.
If you look at the Rams, last game they showed they're not scared of using Van Jefferson. They're not scared of using literally all of their pass catchers. Last week was not a Robert Woods week, even though Robert Woods scored a touchdown. It seemed like the production went elsewhere. They didn't even get Sony Michel worked in at all, and I know we had some coaching comments saying that they're not going to force the issue there. I just think there's more mouths to feed in LA versus Drake, where they're just going to rely on him. They're just going to rely on him this week.
I think I'm inclined to say Cup, personally. without knowing the rest of the roster, without knowing the roster construction, again, to the point of starting your studs. I know this is a different situation. Obviously, Jacobs is out. Drake was drafted late. Drake has always been the change of pace back with a healthy Josh Jacobs, but Kupp was a 4th-round pick. Kupp was a 4th or 5th-round pick. I would go Kupp. Matthew Stafford looked phenomenal week 1. I would give the edge to Kupp. The matchup is not as bad. Drake's matchup is as bad as it gets. I know he's going to catch passes, but the matchup is as bad as it gets. I would go Kupp. So we're at odds there.
I've just never been high on Kupp, and that's a bias I got to get away from.
I'm not high. Look, I like Woods. I like Woods, but yeah.
Let's move on to get some more of these questions here. We don't got to continue to argue.
Sure.
I mean,
we can
argue off stream. All right, Ethan C. Right. Aguilar, Waddle, Javonte Williams in flex, full PPR. You got to go Waddle there. I think you go Waddle there because Fuller isn't starting.
No, Fuller's out.
Right. And
yeah, I guess Waddle. See, here's the thing. The Bills did not give up a lot of passing scores last year. They were really, really strong against the pass in 2020. And so I know that was last year, but just like carrying over the first couple of weeks of the season, I do like to look at trends from the previous year. The Bills were really strong against the pass. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not strong on defense against anything. They gave up the 4th most rushing yards last week to Houston. I like Javonte Williams as a flex play this week. I'm not as high on Waddle just because Fuller is out. I think Williams has the much better matchup. And handled 15 touches last week. I know he didn't do a ton with them, but he still got 15 looks. I would lean Javonte. I know it's full PR, so you want to give the edge to the wide receivers. And I know Waddle caught a touchdown last week.
If you look at that backfield,
I would say
Javonte isn't the back that showed that he deserved more work after the first
No,
game.
he's the 1B.
Melvin Gordon. But again, we need to get some more of these questions. We don't want to spend too much time on one question. So you're going Javonte, I'm going Waddle.
I would say Javonte.
Or chat, let us know how you feel. Not Flex, let us know how you feel. Chat, let us know how you feel. And we're going to go on to the next question. G-Med, Javonte Williams or Robbie Anderson have PPR. In that one, I'd go Javonte.
It's a great matchup. Javonte.
Paul Margansky says, thanks, guys. I meant Mooney in general. You guys rock. Thank you, man. You do, too. And thank you for letting us know about the technicals. And thank you for subbing and liking. I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
But Mooney, we like Mooney long-term. We like Mooney when Fields comes in. We like Mooney even more next year because it looks like he might be the number 1 wide receiver there if they don't keep Allen Robinson around. But this week, it looks a little hairy for Mooney. But I like Mooney a lot in general. If this is a buy low opportunity on Mooney, then go for it. Cowboy Brown says, start Kupp over Drake.
We did that already.
So, yes, you're going to disagree with me and agree with Nick. That is fine.
Smart man.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We'll see. We'll keep tabs.
We'll keep score.
Slim74 says, yes, Sherfield and Jalen Hurd role, I believe. Yeah, and Jalen Hurd, when has he been fantasy relevant? I think you still go.
He hasn't been. He's had injury.
There are other pass catchers in that offense that you go.
Yeah.
That you just go for over.
It's Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo, and then that's that.
Bender asks, face mask, you guys buying Singletary? As a Bills fan, what up?
What up?
This is tough for me because I have to separate my fandom. He's had one of the most glowing off seasons from all the beat reporters coming out of Buffalo. They've all just said nothing but glowing things about Singletary. He's doing everything right. He's coming in. He's worked on his speed in the off season. He worked on his agility. Came in slimmer. Came in more in shape. And Moss has been banged up. Moss was banged up last season. I liked Moss when he was in last season. I think he showed a little bit more juice than Singletary, but I don't know. And again, in this offense, you're going to get a lot of touchdowns vultured by Josh Allen, and this is a throw-first offense, and it seemed like they want to continue that trend despite maybe taking some some work away from Allen, or at least wanting to theoretically. It's tough to invest in a Buffalo Bills running back considering they want to run a committee on a pass first offense with a quarterback that vultures touchdowns by the goal line. But I like Singletary. He's young. He can make guys miss in a phone booth. He's that type of running back. He's just not a home run hitter. And yeah,
I can't buy Singletary.
It's just I don't. It's complicated when Moss comes back. It's a tough competition there.
I can't buy a running back in that backfield. The Bills, to your point, the Bills want to throw it. The Bills are going to throw it in every scenario on every down. They don't care. They don't care the opponent. They don't care the situation. They're going to throw. The Bills throw more than almost every team in almost every scenario. The running backs are an afterthought. I can't buy Devin Singletary no matter how good he is. It's just not. It's the situation.
Let's move on here. But neither of us are buying Singletary. Jonathan Lee, should I trade Darrell Henderson for Chase Edmonds and Kenyon Drake? Can you let us know what kind of league it is? Is this season long? Is this dynasty? Can you let us know what kind of format that is?
If it's season long, I would say yes. Do that deal. You get 2 running backs for one. One being the clear better option to own in his own backfield in Edmonds. I would say do that deal. If you can get 2 running backs for one, I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it long term too, Henderson's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be the number 1 come next year.
If it's dynasty,
a lot of speculation there. It's not that Cam Akers is going to come back. It's that they had him on the team and decided to draft Cam Akers. They decided he wasn't good enough, and
then decided to trade for Sony Michel.
He might show that he can be that guy, but the coaching staff doesn't seem to think he is.
I would do that trade. I would do that trade.
Let us know the format. Put it in the chat. Slim74 says KJ Hamler worth a home run swing today. Sure.
Hell yeah, he is.
KJ Hamler more.
Hell yeah, he is.
I like Tim Patrick in that offense because if you look in the first game, Tim Patrick played more snaps, ran more routes than KJ Hamler by far. So KJ Hamler, he dealt with drops. He dealt with drops in college. And it showed up last game when he dropped basically a touchdown in the end zone. Nick likes his upside because he's an athletic specimen.
And he's fast as hell.
And he's young. So there's room to grow there for sure. But right now, I'm going Tim Patrick there for me. Nick's probably going KJ Hamler. But let's move on.
I'm going
to the
Hamler.
Next question.
Yes, Hamler's worth a swing for the fences.
Camera breaks out this week. That's not a question. But
who breaks out this week?
I think Camera. Kamara.
Oh, Camera. Yes. Okay. Ha.
Yeah, I think Kamara breaks out every week. Kamara's great.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara is Kamara. You're talking about last year's overall RB1.
All right, we got Aladdin, 0.5 PPR, Jamal Williams or Mike Davis, and Rojo or White. You go White. You don't start Rojo.
White and
Rojo on your team.
White and Jamal Williams.
Or Mike Davis. Who are you going with?
Jamal Williams. That's easy.
Boom.
I have no confidence in Mike Davis.
Eduardo Tovar says Antonio Brown or Sutton, full PPR.
AB. I'm going AB. I'm going back to the well. AB popped last week. It's a much better passing offense. AB.
Santana Briones sent us $4.99. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Appreciate you. You're great. I'll see you in a little bit. Alec Bogan, full PPR. Start 2, Elijah Mitchell. Jacoby Myers, Laviska Shenault, your boy Laviska.
It's full PPR?
Full PPR. Start 2. Mitchell, Myers, Shenault.
I'm inclined to say Shenault because the Jaguars are going to throw, and Elijah Mitchell because I think he's going to carry the load today for San Francisco.
I mean, the coaching.
I think Sermon is the change of pace back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Trey Sermon is the change of pace back for the Niners today. I think it's Mitchell.
I don't know if any of you guys have caught my Elijah Mitchell or Trey Sermon videos, but if you look back in history, I know Shanahan is known for committee backs recently because for the past 3 years he hasn't been able to rely on one back due to just injury at the position. But if you look back prior to 2018, he had one back. It was Devonta Freeman. It was Carlos Hyde for 1 year, Devonta Freeman for 2 years. It was Isaiah Crowell for 1 year.
Alfred Morris
going way
had
back.
a 1,600-yard season.
Yeah, Alfred Morris was RB1 and RB5 in 2 consecutive seasons. Shanahan likes to run with one RB when he can. If he found his guy in Mitchell, he doesn't care about the draft capital because Alfred Morris was a 6th-round pick. Devonta Freeman was a 4th-round pick. The highly touted running back, the most highly touted running back that he's ever worked with and given that RB1 role is Carlos Hyde.
I'll go Mitchell. I'll start Mitchell today.
Long story short, Mitchell could be that dude. Watch out.
I would go Mitchell, and I would go Chenault.
We got a 1 from GMed going my way on that Chark.
All right, I think I'm in the minority on the Chark versus Javonte. That's fine. That's okay.
I lost one to Cowboy Brown earlier, so it happens. All right. Zachary Chirinkin. If I got that right, if I got that wrong, I'm sorry. I hope I got that right. Start 2. Nelson Aguilar, Zach Pascal, Robbie Anderson, James Conner, PPR League. You're not starting James Conner because he's not catching passes.
Right.
So it's between
it would be
Aguilar, Pascal, or Anderson.
I would go Robbie and Aguilar. All of the Colts wide receivers are dealing with injuries this week. I don't think a single one of them can be trusted. I would go the other 2 options, the other 2 receivers. I would not play Pascal.
All right, we got 5 more minutes to run through these. Thank you again for Santana for the super chat.
If we need a little extra time,
huh?
I said if we need a little extra time to finish off questions, we can take them.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting all the guys down at the tailgate because I'm at.
Well, you didn't tell me
everybody,
that.
I'm in Philadelphia. All my friends are going to the Philadelphia Eagles 49ers game, and they're all tailgating.
Oh, that's. You're going to the. Nice. Okay.
Down there at 11.
Got it.
We can stay a little bit longer.
We'll see. We'll see what type of traffic we get. But yeah, let's do some more questions.
Woogalooga says Higbee or Pitt standard. I think we already answered that question above with somebody else. Nick's going.
It's Pitts.
Nick's going Pitts.
I'm going Pitts.
Slim72 says I'm letting Lil Mikey Carter simmer on my bench. Please tell me if you guys haven't quit on the UNC grad. I haven't quit on him, but that's not a backfield that I'm investing because it looks like a 4-headed running back by committee, and it's just there's until Tevin Coleman gets injured. Hate to say it. It's just gonna be hard to trust anybody in that offense, and if I had to choose one guy, it would be the snap leader in that offense. He had above a 50% snap count over everybody else, and that's Ty Johnson. So it's not that I don't know, man.
Carter could be okay in the second half.
I haven't given up on Carter.
Yeah.
No. I just don't know if he's going to be a season-long guy for this year.
I don't know. I'm not sure that he's fantasy relevant this year. Maybe in the second half of the season. Maybe.
All right, let's continue with these questions to get through a little more. Here's my lineup for week 2 in standard scoring 10-team league. QB, Justin Herbert, RB1, Dalvin Cook, RB2, Montgomery. This isn't a question. Or maybe it is. CEH, Kareem Hunt, or Elijah Mitchell. I think you go CEH there.
I mean, you have to go Clyde for one more week. I know he didn't come through against the Browns, but, I mean, he got over 70% of the snaps for Kansas City week 1. That only happened twice last year. So anybody that was concerned about a timeshare or Clyde's snap rate, that's out the window. I know the production didn't come through, but he's on the field. Clyde is on the field. I would go Clyde one more week. I know it's another tough matchup against Baltimore, but I would go Clyde.
Let's keep this moving. Ray Gamer, you're going
I'm giving my analysis.
Clyde. David Fan, your message was retracted. I'm sorry. Bassin for Biggins. That name, dude. Stacked at wide receiver. Planning on trading Fournette and Marquise Brown for Zeke, which would set me up. Yeah, if you could do that. If You could trade Fournette and Brown for Zeke. Do that in a second, and then you'd be stacked.
Do that yesterday. Yeah.
Deluxe Craying plays. I believe that's how now you pronounce your name. Kenyon Drake, Miles Sanders, and Brandon Cooks pick 2. You're going Sanders and Cooks there.
Yeah. I guess I would go Sanders and Cooks. I would go Sanders and Cooks. Drake's just in a brutal matchup.
Yeah. Randy Wells, Cortland Sutton, or Kareem Hunt in flex, full PPR. Who you going with, bro?
Browns are playing Houston. I think they're going to run all over Houston. I would. Oh, damn, that's tough. I'll give a slight lean to Kareem Hunt. I think the Browns just run all over Houston today. Chubb and Hunt.
I would too. Last Cortland Sutton got an 80% snap share in week 1, and that led to like something. 3 targets and 1 catch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It could be better this week. It's a bad match, or it's a great matchup for Sutton.
Teddy Bridgewater doesn't particularly target his downfield receivers very much. He's more of a safe guy. But we got Nordmo, podcast host. Is it worth holding on to Trey Sermon in Dynasty Leagues for now? Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely hold on to Trey Sermon. Unless you can trade him to somebody and get some bank.
You're not going to get any value. You're not getting any good value for him in a trade right now. Anyway, his value is at its lowest. He's a hold. Hold.
Yeah, agreed. Being Honest Abe asks, Tyler Boyd or Marvin Jones Jr. have PPR?
Marvin. I'm going Marvin Jones. His upside is much better than Boyd's right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for touchdown Marvin Jones.
Yeah, Marvin Jones has has significantly higher touchdown upside. I'm going Marvin Jones.
Yep. Jamal Williams or Cooks, full PPR, 12 team.
I guess Cooks. I would say Cooks. Full PPR, yeah. Give me the wide receiver 1 who on a team that has no choice but to throw.
David Fawn says, lost with this team last week. Better days ahead. He has Kyler Murray, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Gibson, Stephon Diggs, Antonio Brown, Kyle Pitts, Brandon Cooks, Julio Jones, Tyler Bass, and the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I'd say so, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. I'm not crazy about Julio this year at his ADP, but I mean, it's a solid collection of talent.
He's a bench receiver for you. It looks like right now.
Right.
Or he's your lowest flex guy. So yeah, you got better days ahead.
You'll be all right. Yeah.
Slim 74. Thank you for all the questions, Slim 74. Make sure to throw Sunday night and Monday night players into your flex. Yes, that's
smart.
Slim 74. He knows what he's talking about.
Always get Thursday night players out of your flex.
If I could highlight that,
more flexibility.
Chat, I don't know if there's a way to do that. There, pin message, Slim 74.
Pin the shit out of that.
Pinned.
There you go.
Good shit, bro. Luxury Music asks, who would you drop for a kicker? Boyd, Rager, or Roundtree? I'd go Roundtree.
Yeah, Roundtree.
It's not that I'm not high on Roundtree. It's just Boyd and Rager have
those other options are better holds.
Yeah,
they're better holds.
Yeah, you gotta go there. Ian Staley. Sorry, Miles Gaskin or Ronald Jones. You gotta go Miles Gaskin.
Yeah, Gaskin.
I'm pretty much going to go anybody over Ronald Jones. That's just me, but half PPR, I'm going Miles Gaskin.
To Ronald Jones' credit, the Bucs might run a lot today if they have a lead, but Gaskin.
Yep. Carlito's Way. I like that movie. Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts? This is a question for you, bro.
Lamar or Hurts? You're talking about 2 of my favorite quarterbacks.
If there's 2 guys that Nick wishes he had on every team starting for him in Superflex, it'd probably be those 2.
The upside play is Hurts. The safe play is Lamar. If you look at your matchup, look at your team, look at your opponent. If you feel like you need upside, I would go Hurts. If you feel like you can play it safe, go Lamar.
We got another super chat from Slim74. Damn, bro.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm
Damn,
letting Lil
you
Michael
guys.
Carter simmer on my bench. Am I the only one that believes in the Carolina stud art
we
running
got,
back?
We got that one already.
Skates. It looks like you asked that question twice. Thank you for super chatting it to us. Yeah, man, he's got a ton of speed. I just don't know if he's going to see the requisite work to be startable in fantasy with 3 other running backs there that the team obviously likes. That's the only thing. But I do like the guy, and to have him on your bench, simmering on your bench, it's not bad.
Yeah, let him sit there. See what happens.
Luxury Music says he's going with Jalen Hurts between him and Lamar. So, good luck to you. That is Nick's quarterback.
That's the upside play.
So
it's my cute. Yeah, he's the top 7 QB for me. He's the upside play.
Josh Howard says, "Hey, who would you start at flex in half PPR this week? Robert Woods or Antonio Brown?" I would go Robert Woods.
Damn, I guess Woods.
And it's tough. I would go Robert Woods though.
I guess Woods.
He's been a borderline wide receiver 1 for the past 3 years.
Yeah, AB has been the wide receiver 1 for the past 5. Woods.
No.
Woods.
I mean, maybe go back to like 2008, and yeah, you could say that. But he
8? No.
I like AB. No. I love it.
Earlier than that, sooner than that, more recently than that.
But I love AB. But I've done many videos on AB. If you want,
he wasn't in the league in 08.
Everybody that's watching right now, go after we end this live stream and type in Antonio Brown and into our channel and peep the vid. I speak glowingly of Antonio Brown, but I'm gonna go Robert Woods here.
Yeah, I would go Woods if you have to make a choice.
Luxury Music says I think it's gonna take Michael Carter a minute to be viable. Just my opinion, but he's worth the hold unless something amazing.
It is gonna take a minute.
Red Menaces. Robert Woods or Mike Williams PPR? Robert Woods.
It's got to be Woods, but if you can find a way to get Mike Williams in there, he's my start of the week against the Cowboys. But Woods.
Luxury Music says I'd go Antonio Brown to the above question. So there you go, Nick. You got an Antonio Brown, a fellow Antonio Brown.
It's tough. That's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. Brain pick Woods. Heart pick Williams. I think I'm going Williams if it's my squad. That is what Luxury Music says there. To Red Menace's question.
Between those two.
So he's going heart pick, and he's going Williams if it's my squad.
I mean,
over Woods.
He's the all upside. Woods is the safe play. Williams is the swing for the fences.
Bender asked us if we're buying Singletary again. We did already ask that or answer that. Yo, Bills fan here as well. Yo, what up? What up? We're gonna win this week. We're gonna win this week, Bender. Chosen one.
Beat the
Shenault,
Dolphins.
Corey Davis or Christian Kirk.
It's between Shenault and Davis. It's between Shenault and Davis.
I would go Davis. I would go Davis.
Jets are playing the Patriot the Patriots. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about mammoth monster target share. Yeah, Davis. I'll go Corey Davis.
Slim74 says, heard on 3 to 5 game, I believe. It. I don't know what you're saying there. But yes, Slim74.
Same.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Baby Shia asks, should I trade away Elijah Mitchell and Mike Davis and Tyson Williams for David Montgomery? No.
That's a little too much.
No.
If you could trade Davis and one of those guys for Montgomery, then yeah.
That would be fair.
Not all three.
And I know
not all
leave
three.
You with Eckler, Edmonds, and Sermon on your roster, along with David Montgomery, and your roster stacked right now. It looks like you have Elijah Mitchell, Mike Davis, Tyson Williams, Austin Eckler, Chase Edmonds, and Trey Sermon.
I'd rather have all that depth.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, I would if you're dead set on trading out of your running back depth, which looks amazing. I wouldn't overpay for Montgomery. I like Montgomery. I wouldn't overpay for Montgomery.
I like Montgomery a lot, but like not three.
Overpay for.
Not 3 running backs.
Yeah. R Ball asks, D Harris or T Higgins flex?
It depends on the scoring, but I'm inclined to lean Higgins.
Joe asks, Mitchell, Tyson, or Drake full PPR?
Ugh. Tyson.
Jonathan?
Shit. That one's tough. That one's really tough. I like Tyson. I like Mitchell this week. I think Mitchell carries the load again. I think Mitchell gets the volume. I think Tyson is the explosive upside play.
We got Jonathan Lee who says redraft. Looking for your other comment to see if it's tagging on to anything, and I don't see
was
it.
that
I apologize, Jonathan Lee. If we see another comment of yours,
if you need to repost the question, repost the question.
Put something else in the chat for us. Marcus Brown, thank you for the 199 super chat. You're great.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
PPR, Jarvis or Kenneth Gainwell. Well, Odell Beckham is out again, so I would go PPR, Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis.
I am hot till OBJ is back.
Yeah, Landry.
DK in PPR as my running back 3. Ronald Jones versus Atlanta or James Robinson versus Denver?
Robinson. I would go Robinson.
Always go anybody over Ronald Jones unless it's like Ito Smith and he's not on the roster.
The thing that's a pain with Robinson is Urban Meyer seems to love Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would go Robinson. I would go Robinson.
Sneeze, excuse me. I think. Nope, it's gone.
Look up.
Right.
What? You gotta look up.
I beat it. The Matrix asks, yo, I love that movie, bro. What up? Full PPR, Fournette, Sutton, or Jacoby Myers?
I would say the floor is Fournette because I think if you're not let's put it this way, John, if you're not a believer in Ronald Jones, then you might as well take a shot on the other guy, right?
I'm just not a believer in the Bucs running back game, but I think that again, I just got.
I would say Sutton. I was just playing a little bit of. I was playing a little devil's advocate there. I would say Sutton. It's a great matchup. Jacksonville is a defense to target until further notice.
Yo, Uzi says, "Sup, bro? What's up? What's up, Uzi? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. If you got any questions for us, Uzi, throw them in the chat. You know, you already know what's up. Slim74 says, thanks, luxury. Yeah, everyone's sleeping on Zach Wilson's talent and Carter's talent. I mean, there's room to grow. There's room to grow, and we'll hopefully see it when they get there. Hopefully they can be what the New York Jets have been waiting for and hoping for years. Hopefully this is their tandem.
Yeah, it's a young offense. Young offense, rookie guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Daggers asks, Tyson or James White?
Tyson, all upside.
All right, we got. I'm giving it 3 more minutes here. 3 more minutes.
Okay. All right, we're shutting down at 11:15 Eastern time. Some of us are on the West Coast.
Any more super chats? Did I miss any super chats? I did not. Thank you for every. We've gotten to most of them. Cyberspace, Chris Godwin, Cooper Kupp, or Deebo Samuel at flex full PPR. Who you going with?
Man,
Godwin,
those are some great choices. It's got to be Godwin.
There you
go. Got to be Godwin.
DK, super flex position. Garoppolo, Wentz, or Carr? I think that's how you say it. Sigan. I love these guys. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Wow,
glad that,
appreciate that.
For you helking you out on this beautiful Sunday, and I hope
not everybody thinks we suck.
Wins their leagues. I hope everybody in here wins their leagues.
We hope everybody pops off.
Their week.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon
at the
or
very
Antonio
least.
Brown. I'm just gonna take that and say Brown. Go.
AB baby.
AB
baby. AB.
Slim 74, trade for CEH now. KC offense. You want the pass catching RB in it. Hey, if you can trade for CEH, go for it. I just don't know if there's many
Give it till
people
tonight.
Willing to let go of CEH. I don't know if many people are
They might
down on him.
They might if he doesn't come through tonight.
Maybe.
They might if he doesn't come through
Then
tonight.
I'll hit you
See
up
how it goes tonight.
Where you have CEH in, Nick, and I'll see if I can buy him off you. Colton Cash
and
asks,
I'll say no.
Gaskin or Chark, half PPR.
Chark's the upside play. I would go Chark. Yep.
DK asks, you got another one for us. PPR, sit 1. Chenault, Pitts, Gronk, D. Smith, Sutton, Claypool.
I have to sit one of those guys.
Gronk. It would be one of the tight ends for me.
Yes, Gronk.
You're not sitting Sutton and Claypool or Devonta Smith there. It would be one of Chenault, Pitts, or Gronk,
Chenault.
and I wouldn't sit Chenault.
I'll sit Gronk.
I know Gronk.
I'll sit Gronk.
Gronk
had a huge game.
But, you know, the
I'll sit
pendulum does
Gronk.
swing in that offense because there are a lot of mouths to feed, and I don't expect them to be going up against caliber a team like the Dallas Cowboys every week. You know, that was a special case. Slim 74 got another question.
Falcons stink
four
too.
Running backs on my bench and 3 in my starting lineup. Wide receiver heavy opponents are scared. It's not a question. I said he asked that.
But kudos.
My bad. But yes, I would be scared of that too. It's on the board here, you guys. I apologize.
Is there a way that we can drop them on if you have questions, drop them on a recent video or something. We'll see if we can pick them up.
Yeah,
drop them on a recent video on the channel, and we can pick them up.
Yeah, comment on the actual video itself, and we'll get to answering them before kickoff for sure.
Before kickoff,
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. That last question there, Nick, was half PPR, Chark or Beasley. Let's get one more.
I'll stay with the upside play and go Chark. But yeah, comment on one of our either on this live stream or one of our recent videos with a start sit question, and we'll pick it up if we haven't gotten to it.
Have a great football Sunday. I hope.
Yes, sir. Happy football, everybody.
Hope everybody wins every matchup that you're in this week. Enjoy watching football. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that sent out a super chat. That was a nice surprise. And
super nice of you guys.
It's fun being here with y'all, and we will be back next week. So
we will do this again. Yep. Same time every week.
We tried to come on at 10, and I won't have an engagement at 11 o'clock like every week. So hopefully next week we can stay a little bit longer and maybe go all the way through kickoff with you guys. But again, thank you for tuning in. We are signing off. I am John Alsace.
I'm Nick Payne.